What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Season 21, Episode 7 of Hitting the Fields. We missed you last week as we had our Hispanic Heritage Month special, which went fantastic. Make sure to check that out. But we are back on Hitting the Fields Network with Hitting the Fields, our main show. First, we will be talking about the NFL trade deadline, which is rapidly approaching. We're going to be giving out some wish lists on what we hope teams will do to improve. And then we will be talking about the MLB Playoffs as the World Series is rapidly approaching. And then finally, the NBA season kicks off tomorrow night. So we're going to be covering those games and, just talking about the NBA season as a whole. We have a lot of great stuff, so you won't want to miss any of it because Hitting the Field starts right now.
Things gon' change when I really hit the field. Undefeated champs, man, you know what's the deal. Tryna find a kid, I'm in the field doing drills. Boy, you just a sucker, you ain't never keep it real. 3 rings in my hand, I'm a warrior to the max. When I hang it up, they gon' have to give me plaques. Step up in the building and I only bring the facts. When I make a highlight, they gon' replay, run it back. Okay, always locked in, now I don't got time to lax. Saying he the best, he could take a lap. Batted 1,000 when you check the stats. Boy, is you ready? You ain't gotta ask.
And welcome back. As I mentioned, the NFL trade deadline is rapidly approaching, and we think some teams can definitely improve their team for the rest of the season. Absolutely. Joining me to my right is Francisco Vera. How are we doing, Francisco?
Not gonna lie, not too good after the Dolphins' performance from yesterday, but we'll let you handle that.
I appreciate that. Fellow Dolphins fan, you already know Ben and I are Dolphins supporters sometimes. But then to my left is Ben Huber. How are we doing, Ben?
I like to really hedge my happiness, bet against the Dolphins, so I'm feeling pretty good today, actually.
I mean, again, we'll get into the game later, but, I knew Quinshon Judkins would get a touchdown. I think everyone did. Yeah. I even thought he could get 2. 3? Are we? No. This can't be happening. But Francisco, you're going to kick us off talking about the Panthers. Panthers are on a winning streak, but they're not a perfect team. So what can they do to improve?
That win streak does show that the team has a potential to be maybe a playoff contender, but obviously you need to fill some holes on their lineup. You have to find a replacement for Patrick Jones II, who was their star pass rusher before he got injured. I suggest that they trade for either Bradley Chubb, that would be the cheaper option in this scenario, or even splurge on your potential, I want to say franchise superstar on the defensive side with Trey Hendrickson. Mind you, Trey Hendrickson has back-to-back seasons with 17.5 sacks. And then Bradley Chubb has been doing incredible this season with 4 sacks this season. And to put it into perspective, the entire Panthers roster this season has a total of 5 sacks. So either splurging for a superstar or going for the cheaper option in Bradley Chubb, I think it can elevate the front line in the defense for the Panthers. Another thing that they should do to keep them, keep them winning and kind of have them continue the streak that they're on, keep feeding the hot hand, which is Rico Dowdle. I don't understand why Dave Canales decided to say, after seeing what Rico Dowdle did this past couple of weeks, say, hey, let's split the carries and let's give equal time for Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard has not been good this season, even before the injury. Rico Dowdle was able to do more than what Chuba Hubbard did in 4 games. Rico Dowdle had 389 rushing yards in 2 games. Chuba Hubbard has a total of 248 in his time with the Panthers this season. But lastly, I think that they should go and get Trevor Moehrig some help. I did write down that they should go for either C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who was let go by the Ravens not too long ago, and also Justin Simmons. Now, between both, I think that they should go with Justin Simmons just because of the experience and just because he showed that he's a stud. And, 4 All-Pro second-team appearances and 2 Pro Bowls, I think that's more than enough to kind of give them the green light to go ahead and sign him and get Trevor Moehrig some help on the safety side.
I mean, I don't think they should have ever released Jeremy Chin, or not released, but let him walk in free agency. I mean, similar size to Trayvon Merrick. That would have been a great safety duo. And then I have no problem giving you Bradley Chubb. I don't think Ben does either. I mean, like a 5th-round pick, I think that could work, benefit both sides. Yep. But Ben, you will be talking about the Seahawks, who have been great this season. Not perfect. So
not perfect.
How can they be perfect?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to start off by saying I think the Seahawks are a top 5 team in this league. Mike Macdonald has shown that he is a great coach and that he can win with any roster, but they made the right moves in the offseason. They added Sam Darnold, who's having another Pro Bowl year. They elevated Jackson Smith and Jigbo to their wide receiver 1 spot, trading DK Metcalf to the Steelers. And I think they're just a couple moves away from being a Super Bowl contending team this year. The first one, I have Tariq Woolen and Kenneth Walker for Devon Achane. 2 of these guys have not had the best seasons. I think they sell them low, but packaging these 2 guys together, they might be able to get a guy like Devon Achane. Maybe they'll have to throw in a pick or something like that. But they need a guy that's going to catch passes out the backfield, a dynamic back. They can hold on to Zach Charbonnet as well. For the second trade, I have them adding another weapon to complement JSN in Mark Andrews from the Ravens. He's also not had the greatest year, but he's still shown as a reliable tight end in this league. And I think the Ravens might sell, honestly. They have been horrible this year. Honestly, the worst start in Lamar Jackson's career. He's been injured. But I think if they go out and get like a Mark Andrews from the Ravens, it can help this passing game relieve some of the pressure off of JSN. And then for the third trade, I have them adding a veteran presence in Demario Davis to shore up this run defense. The run defense, honestly, has been pretty good this season, but as a whole, their defense has been about middle of the pack. So I think if they can go and add some depth to this linebacker core, that can make this defense a whole lot better.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I know you included the Devon Achane trade on there because it's been rumored, but none of us want that because Devon Achane is fantastic. I mean, kind of borderline top 5 back, top 3 favorite player of mine in the league. And Kenneth Walker and Tariq Woolen are injury prone, so I don't want that, and I don't think you guys do either. No, we're going to stay on the topic of the Dolphins because we are now 1-6. Trade deadline wish list includes cleaning house. General manager Chris Greer has to be fired. So does head coach Mike McDaniel. But that's not going to happen until our general manager is fired because they like Mike McDaniel for no reason at all. No respect from the players. He stinks. Our offensive coordinator, Frank Smith, also needs to go because our offense is just not good. Now, who is going to step up as interim? Anthony Weaver, our defensive coordinator. I think he has potential as a head coach, so at least give him the shot. And then to run the offense, let's bring in Mike McCarthy, former head coach. Now, secondly, we need to bench quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. I was a supporter of him for way too long, but now back-to-back 3-interception games. I think he's the worst quarterback in the league this season. Close with Geno Smith, but we're not talking about him. Bench him. Start Quinn Ewers for the rest of the year, who is also not great, but at least give him a shot. And then we buy out Tua in the offseason. He did sign a massive, regretful 4-year, $212 million contract with $167 million guaranteed. But if we buy him out, then we could at least save the $45 million in that contract that is not guaranteed. Bite the bullet, start the rebuilds this offseason, and then Quinn Ewers is our starter. And finally, we need to bring in some starting cornerbacks, young, to go alongside Rasul Douglas, who has been great for us this season. Everyone wants Asante Samuel. He hasn't signed with the team yet. I want him for the Dolphins. I don't know why he would come here, but he'd be a great addition, and so would trading for Roger McCreary from the Titans. This guy is he's having a great season in coverage, has an interception on the year. So I think that is how we fix our team, at least a little bit, set us up for a good rebuild. Now, joining me for part 2 of the segment, we had some Dolphins fans for segment 1, but now moods are going to brighten a little bit because we have some Bucs fans in Scott Harris. How are we doing, Scott?
I'm doing great. I just want to say that was a great monologue transition you had there to get us in. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
And then to my left, arguably the biggest Bucs fan of them all, Ty Patton. How you doing?
Mike McDaniel sucks.
Yeah.
Guy's bad.
Kick him out to the curb. Now, staying on the topic of the Bucs, 5-1, play tonight against the Lions. Tough game, potential to go 6-1. However, they're still not a perfect team. They're not the 1972 Miami Dolphins. So, Ty, what can the Bucs do this trade deadline?
I got 3 things. Okay, we're gonna start off hot. Okay, let's recreate 2020. Okay, Brady came into town. Give me a weapon, someone I'm experienced with. Bring in Antonio Brown. Okay, Baker comes in town, contention year. Bring me someone I know and love. Okay, let's get one of the Oklahoma boys. Okay, bring in Mark Andrews. Bring in Hollywood Brown. Okay, bring in a pass catcher that can really make this team stand out. I mean, 2020, we didn't need Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Gronkowski, but we went and got him anyway.
Most of which are injured this season.
And he caught a touchdown in the Super Bowl, okay? Do the same thing. Bring us another guy, all right? Number 2, says it right there, bring in a true cornerback. And that doesn't say cornerback 1, but it should. We got a ton of cornerback 2s on this roster, okay? Benjamin Morrison, Jacob Parrish, Jamel Dean. Guys that have flash to their game. They got a couple of moments. Not cornerback 1 material, okay? Give me Asante Samuel Jr., give me Stephon Gilmore, someone that can kind of hold down the fort over there in the DB room. And finally, number 3, this doesn't have to happen, but Cody Mack was put on season-ending IR earlier in the year, and we don't really have very much of a suitable replacement, even a serviceable replacement, at right guard. So, sign Shaq Mason, potentially, okay? Guy was on the 2020 Super Bowl Bucs roster, could be a good move to bring him back, or trade for somebody that's got 1 year left under contract, maybe a cheap move. I'm looking at Jermaine Illuminor. He's a right tackle but has experience at right guard, New York Giants, kind of guy. But go get somebody. Fill the spot. It doesn't need to happen. Couldn't hurt to make it happen.
I don't hate it. I mean, Bucks are probably the number 1 team in the league right now. Again, I didn't say perfect. This could make them pretty darn close to perfect. Scott, you're a Bucks fan. Before we jump into your pick, you agree with all those moves?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I love the Oklahoma conversation there.
Yeah.
Like, bringing in the Oklahoma guys. It's brilliant. I love
it.
I like it. So
put him with Shep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I guess so. So, Scott, you keep going. You're talking about the Jets, the only team in the league worse than the Dolphins.
No, it's arguable.
Ooh.
Haven't won a game.
Okay, they
Dolphins
haven't
beat
won
the
a
Jets.
game, but
Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna ease the pressure off of Nick Cohen here on the Dolphins. So, my first move for the Jets to do is find a wide receiver 2 suitable to take the pressure off of Garrett Wilson. George Pickens, if Dallas doesn't re-sign him, we all know how Jerry Jones is. If they do re-sign him, then we have Cortland Sutton on the free agency block as well. Do away with Josh Reynolds. I mean, he's basically just dead weight. The stats speak for themselves. Second move, I've got the O-line. We need some O-line help for Justin Fields and Breece Hall to actually get their targets. I'd say targets for the Jets organization would definitely be Jonah Williams from the Washington Commanders, Connor Williams from the Miami Dolphins, and Elton Jenkins from Green Bay, taking advantage of other struggling teams similar to the Jets and upping their draft stock and maybe even getting a good place in the lottery. The third move I would make for the Jets is Breece Hall. He does not want to be a Jet anymore. Hear out offers for Breece Hall, maybe sell. I'd like to maybe see a deal with the Chargers, get as much as you can from them, a 2nd or a 4th round pick, and their running back, maybe Isaiah Spiller for some depth. Draft a 1st round QB in 2026.
I don't hate that at all. The only reason I would hate that is because I'm an Omarion Hampton fantasy owner, and I do not want Breece Hall becoming the RB1 for the Chargers. So, we'll have to see what happens with that. But all pretty valid moves. I appreciate you guys coming on. I could talk about this all day, but we actually cannot because we have to talk about the MLB playoffs after this commercial, so don't go anywhere. Sorry to interrupt your show, but I want to give you a little rundown of everything we do here at the Hitting the Field Network. My name's Nick Cohen, and I'm the host of Hitting the Field, our flagship show heading into season 21. Live streaming every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern, we talk about anything and everything sports. Tuesdays, we have season 3 of Girls Got Game. Hosts Katie Sue Christensen and Mia Flores discuss all the biggest topics in women's sports. On Wednesdays, make sure to tune into season 7 of The Combine, hosted once again by Ty Patton. This podcast dives deep into every detail about the NFL season. Next on Thursdays, we live stream season 11 of HTF Bets, brought to you by Andrew Gregg, Diego Ortiz, and Ben Huber. Any sports betting questions? I'll let the pros answer those on Thursday. Then TGIF, because we have new episodes of season 9 of Nighttime, hosted again by Matthew Bracker and Kathleen Moore. Nighttime keeps you up to date on all UCF and collegiate sports. And ultimately, Edgar Rodriguez and Patrick De Leon are back for season 2 of HTFC. Soccer is a year-round sport, so make sure not to miss HTFC. Lastly, end your week on Sundays with our vlog squad, asking the hard-hitting questions and letting you behind the scenes of our studio days. Make sure to follow us on our social medias like Instagram and TikTok to stay updated on all HTFN news. Remember to subscribe to the Hitting the Field Network on YouTube, leave a like and comment, and with that, I think we're ready for your next segment. I've been Nick Cohen, and enjoy the rest of your show. And welcome back. We're talking MLB again. But you know what? I'm not as upset about it as I was last time because you know what? You guys aren't turning me to the dark side, but
This is Darth Vader. This is baseball, not Star Wars.
It has been an exciting
goodness.
playoffs. I can at least admit that. So joining me to talk MLB, to my right is Augie. Again, how are we doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I mean, Nick texted me today saying that he was prepared to talk baseball, and I literally threw up one of these in the middle of class. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's a rare occurrence.
It is.
But we have to be here when it happens.
Especially because it's like baseball in the intro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. To my left is Edgar Rodriguez. How are you doing,
Yes, it
Edgar?
is.
Oh,
We're
great job on the Hispanic Heritage
I was
Month
gonna
show
say, well,
last week.
fantastic,
Oh, it was
Edgar. It was
Appreciate
fantastic.
that.
spectacular.
We're back in English in the main studio,
Oh,
though,
yes,
so let's
exactly.
get into it, Nick Cohen.
Absolutely. So, one side of the World Series is already decided as the Dodgers swept, absolutely destroyed the Brewers. The Brewers, they only scored one run in every game.
Per game, yep.
Like,
At least they're consistent.
they are consistent, but the Dodgers just absolutely showed out. Now, I want
Yeah,
you
they
guys to tell me about this Game 4 in that series. Shohei's just like unbelievable game.
That's the only way to describe
Yeah,
it.
no,
Augie.
it was one of the greatest games we've ever seen of all time. But you said that one side of the World Series was already decided. Not gonna lie, I think it was decided for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
2 years ago when Ohtani decided to sign with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
But look, Shohei Ohtani had probably one of the single-handedly greatest games any player has ever done. When you throw 6 shutout innings, you strike out 10. You hit a leadoff homer. You hit 3 homers in one game. I mean, it's hard to ever say in a team sport that one guy won you the game. But if there was ever a performance where one single guy won you the game, it was Game 4. And like people were saying, it's already going to be called the Ohtani game, like Freddie Freeman said his post-game interview. Edgar, what do you think about it, though?
Look, and the funny thing about this is that in the NLDS, right, in the division series, everyone was getting on his back.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, he's doing terribly. Now, to be fair, in the NLDS, 1 hit, 1 walk, he struck out 9 times against the Phillies. So very quickly turned that around, and in the championship series, I mean, just did what he knows how to do best. You mentioned it. Best performance in baseball history. It's a stretch. You got to go back of 100 or so years.
The baseball history books are so deep, it's a hard comparison to make.
However, in modern baseball history, I mean, look at that. I mean, it just knocks it out of the park at Dodger
guy's
Stadium.
I think that was the first at bat of the game. He hit it out of Dodger Stadium.
It's insane. It's insane.
Well-
One of them, I believe, was 470 feet. Ohtani's out of this world.
Yeah. Well, so my question, I know they were going against Ohtani and the Dodgers as a whole, but the Brewers were the #1 seed.
They were the
So-
best team in baseball in the regular
So
season.
Yeah,
what
they
happened?
were,
What
but-
went wrong in the playoffs?
It's just Dodgers postseason baseball.
Yeah, it's not that the
That's it.
Brewers
That's
went
simple.
wrong.
Sure.
It's just the Dodgers were just so much clearly better than everybody. Like when we went on last time,
Yeah.
I said the winner of the Dodgers-Phillies series is going to win
did.
it all.
You did.
And it's not a bad. It wasn't a hot take at the moment. It's just because those teams were just so much better than everybody. Like the Brewers had a great season, but everybody knows. There's a reason why the Dodgers payroll is what it is, okay? They're not paying for bums, okay? There's a reason why it's that deep. And I saw a stat saying they already made enough money just off last season alone and all the earnings and jersey sales and all the stuff with Ohtani to pay him for the next 10 years. So off of one season, they already have all the money to pay him. So
Already made that back, and it's funny because Dave Roberts after the game was like, let's win 4 more games to really ruin baseball because everyone's
yeah.
complaining that the Dodgers always make it to the World Series.
Yeah.
They have no plans to stop that.
Dave Roberts has the most ideal job in the world. What do you do as a manager? Okay, Ohtani in the leadoff spot. Got it. Okay, Mookie Betts? Sure. Freddie Freeman? Sure. Okay, it's the easiest managerial job of all time, especially when your starting pitcher goes 8 innings or 9 innings.
How about pitching?
It's the easiest job in the world.
Snell, Yamamoto, Glasnow, Ohtani, obviously. You have Kershaw in there if you need him.
It's ridiculous. You're running out of the bullpen guys who would be other team's #1 starting pitcher,
Right.
and they're not even a starting pitcher for your team in the postseason. Like what?
But we're not going to harp on this series too long because you know
We've
what?
already talked about it too
It was.
long. You're right.
I mean, the
It was
Dodgers
a
swept.
massacre.
The
There's
Dodgers
no reason
swept.
to say anything other.
However, the more interesting series by a mile.
Oh yeah, not close.
Is the Mariners and the Blue
Wow.
Jays. Now, I know that you guys aren't really rooting for the Blue Jays. I know you think that they might win tonight. We'll get to that in a minute. But this game's going to a Game 7 tonight, so make sure to tune in. Talk about this series, guys.
Look, the Mariners this season have been on an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
I would say this season and also in the postseason as well. The last time they made it to the championship series, boys, 2001. Okay, this is their 4th in franchise history. Let me give you some history lesson, a little fun fact.
Please.
Out of the 124 franchises in the top 4 major leagues in the U.S., 15 have never gone to the championship round, okay, to the championship series. One of them comes from MLB, and it's the Seattle Mariners, okay? And they're one game away. Undoubtedly, the biggest game in franchise history is tonight. I wish we kind of did this tomorrow, right, to know what happened.
We could just move it.
Let me call Manfred real quick and see if I can have any power. Yeah.
But man, I mean, it's incredible what they've been able to achieve this season. Kyle Raleigh, big dumper, has had an insane season. It's a great nickname, Nick. Don't make that noise.
Right,
it's a fantastic nickname. And then the guy with the T-shirt that said "Dump here,"
yes,
64,
and it
63.
fell right to him.
Yeah, and it fell right to him. That's awesome.
But it's not only Raleigh, Augie. It's also been Polanco. It's been J-Rod. It's been Crawford. It's been Josh Naylor as well. Sneakily good this postseason. It's in Toronto, Augie, and that's my worry for the Mariners.
The thing is, this Blue Jays offense has just been on such a heater right now.
Especially Guerrero.
Like, they're on an all-time heater. Guerrero's hitting over 400. He's got 6 homers and 12 RBIs, and we haven't even gotten to the World Series.
Franchise record in the postseason for Toronto.
And I was just talking to Edgar about this. I saw a stat about 10 minutes ago. Ernie Clement has more hits in the ALCS than the entire Brewers roster had in the NLCS. Like, he has 17 hits in 6 games. He's batting .440 or something like that. Like, it is utterly ridiculous how hot these offenses have been. And I think tonight we're going to be in for a shootout because neither one of these teams, it's a little weird how you have your Game 7 guys. Obviously, everybody's available except for Logan Gilbert and Trey Savage. Pretty much everybody's available. But you have Shane Bieber, I think, versus Bryce Miller.
Against George Kirby.
Oh, George Kirby.
Which is a Game 3 rematch.
Where he gave up 8 runs.
Yes.
Like,
it was a blowout from the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable with the Mariners right now. And Bieber's he's won the Cy Young, guy that's been around for a long time, pitching a lot of postseason baseball.
Yeah.
He's got to feel comfortable. And it is a Game 7, obviously nerves, but I like the Blue Jays tonight.
I mean, you mentioned it'll be a shootout. I don't see why it couldn't be because Mariners put up 10 in Game 2. Blue Jays put up 13 in Game 3.
Exactly.
So we know they have the capability of doing this. I think it will be a very exciting matchup tonight.
And
Edgar.
that's the worry because when Toronto put up those 13, it was George Kirby on the mound for the Mariners. And we also, so obviously the Mariners took a 2-game lead to start this series. Everyone was like, whoa. I mean, Toronto cracking under the pressure. But then we also said that in the next 2 games when Toronto got back in the lead. So, man, it's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
My heart says Mariners, my head says Blue Jays, unfortunately.
So I only have one final question. If this is Blue Jays and Dodgers starting on Friday, World Series, you're sticking with Dodgers winning it all, right?
Yeah.
And in how many games?
This game tonight really only matters to who gets the second place rank.
Okay.
And Dodgers in 5.
And 5.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay. All right. Well, then that's going to have to do it. But
They're kicking us out of here.
I mean, they are. We probably will be
confirmed.
talking.
HTF is not a baseball program.
What if I said we'll talk about it next week on our Halloween episode?
I love that.
World Series update. All right. Well, that does it. So thank you, guys. We will see you after this commercial for some NBA talk. Being a part of UCF's homecoming court is more than just a title. It's a chance to truly represent what it means to be a Knight. Each year, members of Homecoming Court share what the experience means to them, and the people who help select them see that impact up close.
What being a part of Homecoming Court means to me is the opportunity to branch out to students and represent UCF in this capacity.
Homecoming is a time and a place for not only the students to celebrate, but for alumni, fans, the community to come together and celebrate everything that makes UCF what it is.
Homecoming is a time where you get to experience a lot of different things. You get to experience many different events, but also experience and learn from different people who graduated from UCF and are coming back to campus. And being able to have such a pivotal role in one of our largest traditions is a dream come true.
Go Knights!
These kids really love UCF. They bleed black and gold, but they're not done yet. They're going to go on and become like the hundreds of thousands of alumni that we already have, go out into our industry, into the real world, and continue to make a difference. UCF, we used to say UCF stands for opportunity. It also stands for possibility, and that's what these kids imbue.
From service and leadership to lifelong memories, UCF's Homecoming Court continues to celebrate what it truly means to be a Knight, on and off the fields. For Hitting the Fields and UCF Athletics, I'm Nick Cohen. And welcome back. We're talking about NBA for the first time on Hitting the Fields. this season. And also making his debut is Mr. Sean Vaz to my left. How are we doing, Sean?
I'm doing very good. Ready to talk ball here. My two boys right here.
Of course, some ball knowers to my left and right. And then to my right is Jaden Hermit back. I mean, how are we doing?
I'm doing great, man. It's my favorite time of year.
Absolutely.
NBA season. Hoops
I mean,
is back.
end of October is we have
It's
college
better
football.
than Christmas,
we have,
really.
Obviously. NFL's cool. MLB's
I mean,
cool,
we have
but
NFL, we have NBA starting, we have college football still going on, and MLB is ending, thankfully. But we're going to jump into the NBA, which is starting tomorrow night. We have a doubleheader, and we're going to start with the Rockets game and the Thunder. First, I'm going to ask you guys, who do we think is going to win? We're also going to cover some of their offseason moves because both teams have made some offseason moves, and then we're just going to jump into the actual game. So covering the Rockets, they made probably the biggest move of the offseason in signing Kevin Durant to a massive contract. They had some other small re-signings, but, I mean, Kevin Durant, do we think he's up there in age now? He's been up there in age, but he's still good, injury-prone, though. How do we think Kevin Durant's going to do on the Rockets, Sean?
I think Kevin Durant is a great addition when you see the Rockets roster. And I think just if you consider their roster with now Fred VanVleet out for the season, I think it just adds a lot of more championship and honestly just offensive core to what the Rockets have. Obviously, they lost Jalen Green, and if you consider him good, Dylan Brooks. So I think KD is just a great addition to have to the Rockets roster right now.
Yeah, Jaden, any thoughts? I mean, he's probably going to be guarded by J-Dub, who's a great defensive player.
I actually think Lou Dort might get this matchup tonight.
That would make some sense, actually.
You know, KD, still a bucket getter at age, 36 now, easy money sniper. But I don't think this game is going to be a high-scoring shootout. I think it's going to be a slow, grinding out defensive game. We're seeing two of the best defensive teams from last season go at it. So I think I got the Thunder in this one.
You have the Thunder. Yeah. Okay, well, I was going to ask about that because these are the top two teams from the Western Conference last year. Thunder going we all know, very impressive, 68-14. Rockets went 52-30. Sean, who do you have winning this game?
I think just you can't really rule out OKC. Of course, they didn't make any new additions, but instead they wanted to focus on just kind of just regaining their youth that kind of just took them to the championship, re-signing SGA, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, those stars that brought them the championship, of course. So I think kind of just re-getting those players were just crucial to what OKC wanted to do this offseason.
Yeah, and follow-up question, do we think that the Rockets, because I think we all agree that the Thunder will probably be the number one seed in the West again. They're still a great roster. I think the Nuggets will have a great season. Do we think the Rockets have potential to be the number 2 seed again? Or at least up there, Jaden?
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. Okay. I think it's a race with that 2 seed between the Nuggets, Nikola Jokic, and the Rockets, but they definitely have a chance to get that number 2 seed.
Perfect. And so then we're going to move into our second game of this doubleheader. Also some Western Conference teams, the Lakers and the Warriors. What are our thoughts on this game? Jaden, take it away.
I feel like these two teams always play each other on opening week. Me personally, I have the Warriors winning by a lot. I think out the gate, the Warriors are going to come out and blitz Luka Doncic, and I think the Lakers are going to have to monitor that.
Okay, we're entering our first full season of Jimmy Butler with the Warriors. Don't think that's a major impact, but Sean, you were making some noises.
Well, as the Warriors have Jimmy Butler, we now have a full season with the god Luka Doncic.
The god.
Luka Doncic. Right? We don't need LeBron, to be honest, right? LeBron is going to be out until November, unfortunately, but just like what Luka Doncic was able to do in his small stint last season with the Lakers was just very good. And just the additions we made. We actually have a center for once. I don't have to watch Jackson Hayes getting outplayed by Rudy Gobert and Julius Randle anymore. I get to see DeAndre Ayton, who has lots of experience with the Suns and a little spell with the Trailblazers. So I think just with the center, with DeAndre Ayton, will be a great addition to the Lakers.
Well, and so you were saying since this is your hitting the field debut, just want to establish you are a Lakers fan, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. So Lakers went third in the Western Conference last year, going 50-32. I think this will be a great game. But the question really is, when is LeBron and Steph Curry, for that matter, going to not be as good, not be top 10 like they were last year? I guess we'll just have to find out, really. I mean,
Gotta wait and
NBA
see.
season is starting, so we're very excited. But that does do it for the segment. I know it was really short, but make sure to tune in tomorrow night because NBA season has officially started. But thank you very much for tuning in to Hitting the Field this week. Next week, we'll have a spooky episode, some costume contest action, so you won't want to miss that. Have a great rest of your day.
Things gon' change when I really hit the field. Undefeated champs, man, you know what's the deal. Tryna find a kid, I'm in the field doing drills. Boy, you just a sucker, you ain't never keep it real. 3 rings in my hand, I'm a warrior to the max. When I hang it up, they gon' have to give me plaques. Step up in the building and I only bring the facts. When I make a highlight, they gon' replay, run it back. Okay, always locked in, I don't got time to lax. Saying he the best, he could take a lap. Batted 1,000 when you check the stats.